Peace, family. Back at you once again. Chance Smith, YBI Academy. Today, we are going to be talking about something very near and dear to me, and something I've been practicing, I want to say, for at least close to a year, if not, 6 to 8 months. And that is fasting. And I'm going to talk about the importance of fasting, the benefits of fasting, why we should fast, the type of fast that you can do if you're a beginner, and a few other little layers to that as well. We know that a lot of people fast for a variety of reasons, some religious, some personal, some health, but a lot of people are familiar with more so religious fasting, at least people that I know, with the Ramadan and the not eating during the day until sunrise, until sunset. So the fast that I do is every Wednesday, once a week, I do a water fast, and studies have shown that doing a fast once a week is going to be very beneficial to your body in a variety of ways that we're going to get into. First thing is first, we have been manipulated and confused once again into believing that we should eat multiple times a day, and that some for some wild reason going a day or a few days, there are people who do a minimum 2 day fast, minimum 3 day, some do 12, some do 40 days, 40 nights. So there's a variety of ways to get into it, but for some reason, to an average person, especially an American, they think that that's ludicrous. And this goes to one of the benefits of why we should fast right off of the jump is we overwork our digestive system when we eat 3 times a day every day. We have people in America who have not missed a meal at all ever. I'm talking about all 3 meals that they've been tricked into thinking that they should eat every day. All 3 meals every day. So when you do this, you overwork your digestive system, especially if you're eating late at night, if you're eating the high sugar, high fat, high salt foods, the artificial foods, the non organic foods, the fried foods, the meat, the flesh. It's going to be very difficult for your stomach to digest these variety of foods at such high levels with the intake of an average person in America. So what we have to understand and understand is that resting the digestive system is going to benefit the body, because when we eat, the body is using 65% of its energy to digest the food. So one of the big reasons why we fast is to help the stomach, the gastrointestinal tract, the lower intestine, and the small intestine and the large intestine clear itself out. Help that colon get cleansed out, because you do not want a clogged intestine. You do not want a clogged colon or GI tract. You don't want that. And when we eat late at night, when we eat the fried foods, the fatty foods, the meats, the flesh, when we eat these foods, is going to put on weight, because the body is never going to be able to digest all of that food. It's just not going to happen. So we have to treat our stomachs how they need to be treated, treat our digestive system, our metabolic systems how they should be treated, so that they can be optimal and functional. Because if we continue to overeat, eating 3 and 4, 5, I've heard people say the doctor told me to lose weight, eat 6 small meals a day. When we're constantly using that energy towards digestion, which is innate intelligence. That means you don't have to tell your body to digest the food. It's naturally going to do that. You're not necessarily aware of the energy being exerted to digest your food, because it's innate. It's going to happen immediately. You don't have to think on it or focus or anything. Your body naturally is going to digest the same way cells naturally repair. And since we getting on cells, or since that just came up, fasting is going to help boost and increase cell repair. Now, if we think about it, and I just said that when you fast or when you eat food, you're spending 65% of the body's energy on digesting. And we eat, some people eat on average, most people eat on average 3 times a day. We know some people who eat on average maybe 4 or 5 times a day. So that's very dangerous when you're using all that energy to digest the food, and 7 to 8 times out of 10, if you're not eating properly, you're not even going to be getting your digestive system going. You're going to be weakening it because you're not eating right. So in regards to cell repair, fasting has been known to help cell repair and actually neuron cell repair. When you fast, a protein gets produced at a high rate, and the protein is called B. It's an abbreviation is BDNF, and it is actually called where is it at? Brain derived neurotropic factor. Okay, so this is a protein that is produced when you fast. This is going to happen. Why? Because now the body, the ATP, the energy does not have to get focused and spent on digesting and breaking down food. You're fasting. So now your cells in your body and your energy can focus on repairing your brain, focus on repairing other areas of your body, because it's not solely focused on digestion. Because if we eating 3 times a day and it's 65% of the energy, think about how much energy we're using 3 times. We're pretty much using that energy all throughout the entire day. Fasting improves your energy. That's another reason why fasting is going to improve your energy, because your body is over. So when you wake up and you feel tired and you feel groggy, it's hard for me to move around. I don't want to get up. It probably more than likely is due to the fact that you eating too much and your body is exerting all that energy breaking down the food from last night and the other day and the other day. I was just telling somebody today, I haven't ate since Tuesday evening, and I had to go to the bathroom 2 times today, and I haven't even ate yet again. So I'm telling you, there are benefits to this fasting. Your GI tract is not cleansed until you at least don't eat for, really, to cleanse it out for average American diet, 3 to 5 days to cleanse it out. Okay? But I'm saying that to say, if I haven't ate since Tuesday evening, and I went to the bathroom as soon as I woke up this morning and midday, that lets me know that there was still waste and there was still food that needed to be cleared out from the day before. And I eat organic, natural, alkaline, mostly raw. And there's still food left that needs to get pushed through, digested, and coming out. So we don't really know hunger. The only way to know hunger is 12 to 24 hours of not eating. Studies have shown it. You have a craving. You want that food? That's a craving. That's an addiction. Never forget, sugar is one molecular structure different than crack cocaine. So just ask yourself how many people you know hooked on sugar. How many of our kids hooked on sugar? One molecular structure different than crack cocaine, which means it's highly addictive. Sugar, yes. Salt, fats, fried foods, yes. Flesh. It's all highly addictive. So you look at your crackhead or your weed head or whoever you may want to judge and portray. Think back on maybe reflecting on yourself, because everybody got a vice, and a lot of us, it's the food, it's what we eating, it's inability to create discipline. Fasting builds discipline. If you can fast, you have discipline. If you can know it's food in there, but I'm not going to eat that because I don't need to eat every day. My body's showing me that. If I could go a day and a half without eating and I still got to go to the bathroom. My body's still cleansing itself. My body's showing me I don't have to eat every day. I don't have to do that. Discipline. Restraint. Fast. Back to the neuron, back to the brain health, back to how it affects your brain and your neurons, okay? Because I wanna get into that again a little bit, real quick. Not only is it going to help with the protein that is going to help stimulate the neurons, help neuron reproducibility, or help the neurons reproduce, and it's also going to help repair the body because now your body can focus on the brain and the neurons in the cell in the signal cells can focus on so many other things outside of diets, spending 65% of their time digesting food that you don't need to eat, food that you shouldn't have ate because it wasn't alkaline, it wasn't organic, it wasn't clean, it wasn't raw. It was cooked at a high level, and that's another thing that we got to get away from. But let me go here real quick. The fasting is known to help your insulin levels, which is going to help your cells to get rid of the glucose faster and use the glucose faster. But remember, a lot of y'all is on the high fructose corn syrup. The blood cleanses glucose. High fructose is foreign. Don't put the high fructose in your body. Okay? So it's going to help those cells get that glucose going, okay? Which is going to help with something that most people should all know about what fasting does is weight loss. Weight loss. It's going to weight loss. Go to the weight loss. Human growth hormone. A lot of stuff that these NFL players take and inject, and some other athletes, baseball and others. Okay, now the human growth hormone is going to increase because the blood levels of the growth hormone increase as much as 5-fold when you fast. Okay, this is going to help with fat burning, muscle gain, and numerous other benefits. HGH is going to be produced at a higher rate because your body is repairing, your body is focused. It's so much that the body can do with 65% of its energy outside of digesting food. Okay, cellular repair. We talked about that. Cellular reproduction and the increase of the production of the brain protein cells, which are a neuron enhancer. Okay, a neuron catalyst. Yeah. So fasting is going to help your brain on mass levels, on levels that you may never have thought of, just because initially when you first go into it, you may be scared of like, dang, am I really gonna be able to do this? So on and so forth. So it builds that confidence, like, man, I can do that. Like my first 3-day fast, I'm like, oh man, it's crazy. But like now it's like it's nothing. I look forward to it. So it's going to help your brain in a variety of ways. And when you help the brain, you help the body, you help your entire system. Fasting is going to help you lose weight, of course. Fasting is also going to help curb and control your hunger. Because once you get into a routine of fasting and understanding and understanding that you can take time from eating, you don't need to eat 3 and 4 or 5 times a day. You don't need to eat big meals every day. You don't get hungry as much as you used to. Because the body has now got a depth and the stomach has now got acclimated to eating certain foods at certain times, eating the right type of foods, and digesting those foods. So now the stomach is familiar with that, which lessens the amount of energy that has to be exerted from the brain to the stomach because the brain and the stomach know what's coming down. They're aware of that. That's another lecture for another day. But food mixing starches and sugars, that's not good. So just food mixing as well is something that I'm gonna go into also. But we gotta be aware of these things and know that the fasting has always been known to help with improving the digestive system and your metabolism. Okay, because now that your stomach has a break, soon as the food gets in there, the stomach is going to know exactly what it needs to do. Okay, soon the stomach is going to work at a higher and more effective rate when it's cleaned out. Your stomach's not gonna work at a high rate when it's still trying to get over the sludge and grudge from the chili dogs and Philly cheesesteak and all that from the other night. You know, the stomach's still trying to get through that on top of the breakfast and whatever you have for lunch. So your metabolism is going to function at a much higher rate. Like right after this, when I eat, coming off the fast, I'm going to feel in my stomach the food kind of get broken down, feeling that food move through the acid and through my intestine. You will start to feel like, man, my stomach is working immediately. I may even go to the bathroom shortly after, within 3 to 5 hours after that. And rest in power, Dr. Sabi, he let us know, which I'm sure there were others who were alluding to this before the elder, but I always give the elder credit, especially talking on something like this, is, excuse me, family. what Dr. Sebi alluded to is the longer you fast, the easier it is to cure illness. The easier it is to let your body then focus on healing itself and increasing your immunity. So a lot of animals in nature, when they get sick, they stop eating. They don't keep eating. They don't keep looking for food. A lot of the food that we eat, like the dairies and the sugars and things of that nature, they produce toxins, chemicals, pesticides, insecticides, herbicides, and mucus. So a lot of times we're eating food that's going to enhance our sickness. As Xavier alluded to too, sickness is purely mucus. Okay, rest in power to the elder. Now, with the improvement of your immune system, of course, it's going to allow you to live a healthier, happier, and more holistic life because you will be able to fight off and resist illness. You won't be as prone to becoming ill, okay? Because now, with the ability to fast and the ability not to put the wrong foods in your body, the body then focuses on the illness and getting rid of whatever antibody has entered. So fasting is going to improve your immunity. Fasting is going to improve your energy, like I alluded to earlier, because of the fact that, especially when you're drinking fresh spring water, alkaline water, the water with the chlorophyll that's electrified, when you're putting that into your system, that's the energy that you need. You get pure energy from your body. A lot of mammals in the wildlife go a few days or at least 2 to 4 days without eating sometimes. The body is designed to do that. We need water primarily, which is why we're 70% water. So fasting, it increases your mental endurance. It increases your physical endurance and your physical prowess to be on a fast and then wake up the next morning and go do a workout. It builds, like I alluded to earlier, that discipline. Fasting is known to clear your acne. It's known to help you in a spiritual sense, which is why I say make sure you pray when you fast. Make sure you meditate when you fast. Read, draw, do your thing, what it is you enjoy to do. Be happy. Only think happy, positive thoughts when you fast. Stay in a proper mindset and mentality, because all of these things matter. When you come off your fast, you want to eat raw foods for however long you fast. So if you fast for 3 days, when you come off your fast, you should do 3 days of raw food. This is because the raw food has the enzymes, which is going to be the catalyst to help it digest faster and not put more burden on the digestive system or the process of digesting and metabolizing food. We have to always remember 65% of that energy is spent on that. That's over 50%. That's over half of our energy. Okay? So we got to be aware of that. We want to limit how much work we have to make the stomach do. So there is a way to go on a fast and come off a fast. So when you go on a fast, you do want to be eating light. You want to be eating as raw as possible to prepare your body for what it's about to go through. Keep the proper live enzymes in the body and the good energy, the good raw protein, and the good raw vitamins, minerals, and nutrients within you. Okay, because you're going to need that as you go on the fast, which is why hopefully if you do decide to go on the fast and you are on the typical American diet, you will start to get some salads, your fruits, your vegetables, all raw. Whatever fruits you like, get them raw. Whatever vegetables you like, get them raw. Because the fruits and vegetables have great enzymes and they have the glutamic acid that helps in increases digestion as well. So it's always good, on just a side note, to eat an apple, a pear, or pineapple, your fruits that are highly acidic, before the alkaline, organic, highly acidic fruits, a lime, before you eat, because that increases the durability and the functioning of your digestive acid as well. So that's something that's just a side note that's beneficial for the body also. Fasting for me, it's helped me with having more of a worldwide connection, or a connection to like everything going on around us, because I know for sure at least probably 10 to 20 million people worldwide, probably more, a day go without eating, go without food. So a lot of times, like when I first got on my fast and I would do it weekly, and there'll be a day I really didn't want to do it, I would just think about like that family or that child that ain't got that don't got no water, no food. And if they did get some water, it was probably some toxic water with chemicals in it. And they did that just because their mouth so dry. So when I fast, I stay thankful and prayed up for having that clean alkaline water, that purified pH water. When I fast, I think about the people who ain't ate in 5 days, 10 days, 20 days, who ain't had clean water their whole life, all month. When I fast, I think about Flint. I think about the people in Africa, the people in America, in Australia, South America, across the world that ain't eating, that ain't had nothing, and ain't gonna get nothing and don't expect it unless they go out there and get it. We have been manipulated to think that we should eat every day. We should overwork our stomachs every day. Overwork the gastrointestinal tract every day. That's absurd. It's ludicrous. It's unheard of. Once again, it's what? It's European. It is Eurocentric. That is not how we should be. That is not how we should eat. That is not how we should behave. Fasting has always been a part of African culture and tradition because it's a balancing process. Life is all about balance. So you take and you give. So the time that you take from nature, from the plants as they cultivate, as they give you all of the vegetation that you need to survive, you must give it time, especially for fruits and vegetables that don't grow all season. You must give it time, and now we can do that because we do greenhouses, grow genetically modified organisms, so on and so forth. But you had to wait before you could go eat in abundance again. There was times when you would fast to show the appreciation for the environment and the land that gave you so much. So today we don't take away. Today we give. Today we let things grow. Today we cultivate. Today we crop. Today we pick the weeds and do plant maintenance, ecological maintenance on the world, on our environment, which we are connected with. Balance. We fast for the culture. We fast because that was a tradition. We just don't go and take from the earth. You don't do that. That's totally against Ma'at. That's totally against our African culture. Totally. So let me make sure I ain't missing nothing as we get to the back end of this information that I'm dropping about fasting, which if you are hesitant to do a fast, you don't necessarily have to just do straight water. You can do an all fruits and vegetables fast, all raw fruits and vegetables. So that means every vegetable and fruit you eat is not cooked. You can do it all raw fast. You can say, I'm fasting from fast food. Okay? So you start your fast how you want to. You may say, I'm a fast for from 6 o'clock until 10 because I like to eat late snacks. I'm gonna just not eat after 6 or whatever. So start small and build your way up. You don't necessarily gotta jump right to going on a full 1 day fast or so on and so forth. You can build your way up. Another thing I almost missed, I'm glad I keep my little notes on me. Fasting increases longevity, life longevity. They have done studies on cultures who it is a part of their cultural tradition and their customs to not eat every day, to fast, to meditate, to live off the land, to eat the raw, alkaline, organic foods as much as possible. So talking about cultures who just straight cultivate and grow their own food. And they have to fast because of certain seasons, or there's just certain groups of crops that just don't come out it didn't go how it was supposed to. It wasn't as plentiful as it usually is. So you have to slow down and fast. But cultures who have been known to fast live longer. Why are you living longer? Because there's more energy for your body to repair, for your body to sustain, for your body to increase your metabolism. The older you get, the slower your metabolism get, or so they say. Because the older you get, the slower your activity get, your kinesthetic energy, the more BS you eating, the more beers you knocking back, the less work you doing, moving, the less time you spend outside. You only as old as you live. You only as old as you behave. You only as old as you allow your lifestyle to become. So of course you're going to live longer with a stronger immunity, with increased energy, with increased brain activity and neuron development. Of course. Increase muscle and cell repair, increase human growth hormone. Of course you're gonna live long. Okay? So that's key as well. Longevity, length, living a long, healthy, mobile life. A lot of our elders, by the time they 50 and 60, they ain't even mobile no more. Just sad. Okay? So another thing that fasting is known to do is it's going to help with your hunger. A lot of people think they hungry. Like I said, you're not hungry unless you don't went 12 to 14 to 24 hours without food. You're not hungry. You don't even know what hunger really is. So you have to realize that once you start to fast, you're not going to get as hungry as you thought you were before. You're going to be able to fight those cravings because you understand now. Oh, I just really wanted that because I was addicted to that. I just really wanted that because it's a craving, or because that's my little ritual to do that, or I eat that every day, every night. Okay, so we can and will improve hunger with fasting. It's known. A lot of this is scientifically proven. Fasting is also going to help with self enlightenment. I know a lot of people people who are into this may fast before they make a big decision, may fast after a great accomplishment, may fast as they're working on a project because it helps with self enlightenment. It helps with reaching that higher mental version of yourself or that higher mental connection to self. So fasting will be able to benefit you in finding out who you are, your destiny. But that's why I say fast with the meditations. 432 hertz meditation, 528 hertz meditation. You can just type in meditation frequencies on YouTube. There are all types of meditation. You can meditate sitting down, you can meditate with your feet crossed, so on and so forth. But meditation is coming quick. Probably within the next few days, I'm gonna stick to fasting on this. It's going to help with that self enlightenment, that connection with the planet. If you allow yourself to go that deep within your fast, the connection with the Creator, and the understanding that a lot of times I look at it when I'm fasting, I'm joining all of the other millions of people who can't eat today and don't got no control over it. Millions of people a day go without food and water and die from it. And not just people, other animals, other species, other life forms. Because what? We take, 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 take. The food and agricultural industry alone is is causing more pollution to the planet. It's only behind gas and gas emissions. You know, your jet fuel flying and driving. This meat and this agricultural system that we in. So we gotta learn how not to eat. We gotta learn how to grow our own food and cultivate our own crops. We gotta learn how to eat organically and as alkaline as possible, as electric as possible, as natural as possible. Because all of this is going to assist in the benefits of the fast. So it's not to say that if you're not eating all organic or alkaline, not to fast, but I am saying when you do eat properly, if you do take steps to vegetarianism or veganism, if you do start to eat the electric raw foods as much as possible, lightly cooked foods, steam your vegetables, don't overcook your foods. When you cook the foods over, I think it's 116 or between that 118 range, it is going to then cook out the enzymes, which is going to make it even more difficult to digest the food going through the stomach. Probiotic is big. Probiotic is big, especially when you fast, because a lot of you have negative bacteria within your body, and the probiotic is going to come with the positive bacteria and balance out your stomach bacteria ratio. Understand, fasting is going to prevent illness because all illness starts in the stomach. A lot of people give that knowledge or that understanding to Hippocrates, but he got that from Imhotep. So when you sick, that's why animals, all other animals besides humans, when they sick, they stop eating because they know, why would I put food and make the area which is where the sickness is occurring, put food in there to make that area work on having a breakdown of food when that area needs to work on the illness. All illness starts in the stomach. All illness. Okay? It is your bacterial and immunity chamber. It's all down in there. So eat right for your immunity. Eat right for your health. Fast for your immunity. Fast for your health. Fast to feel the benefits. Fast to build discipline. Fast because there's so many millions of other people who have to because of no choice. And if you had to because you had no choice, do it because when you do have a choice. Because of course you ain't gonna eat if you don't got no food. That ain't a fast. That's just not having nothing. So it matters when you can do it when you got the food readily available. That's discipline. That's getting that balance. That's getting yourself to a point where you're starting to take steps towards reaching the most optimal version of yourself. But I ain't saying every person who fasts is the best person in the world or none of that. We talking individually for you as an individual. Okay? So we went over a lot of the benefits of fasting. Start your fast after the video. Start your fast this week. Start it this weekend. Start it next week. Okay? Because there are too many benefits to fasting for us not to be doing it daily. Get your kids in the habit of doing it. Hard times may come along. They need to be prepared anyways. Okay? People think it's bad to have their kids on the fast. That's crazy. Kids should fast once a week, just like an adult should fast once a week, because the kids eating the same poison as the adults. Probiotic. 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 Get your pills, get your probiotic drink. Kavita, they at Walmart, Natural Groceries, Whole Foods. Atkins too, Atkins, Atkins, out here in Omaha, Nebraska. Probiotic capsules as well. I use the PB8 brand. Probiotic is going to balance that bacteria that is negative that's existing within the stomach. So when you fast, you're not putting the food back in your body, which is going to create the negative bacteria, which is all acidic. You're going to then put the probiotic into the body, which is going to have billions of the positive bacteria and balance out your stomach level, which is going to increase and boost your immunity because the bacterial levels in the stomach must be balanced at least an 85% positive bacterial rate to a 15% negative bacterial rate for the immune system to work at its optimal level. Fast with the probiotic. Fast and take some herbs, some echinacea, some cayenne. Make you some ginger tea, some cayenne, some sea moss, a little turmeric. Okay, lime water, coconut water, raw juice fast. All of these are fine. All of these are fine. And understand and understand. If you do the juicing, you're getting food right in your system because the juice gets right into your system faster than eating it solid. So don't start to be like, oh, I haven't ate today. Technically, you put what you needed within your body at a more efficient and higher rate than you would have eating it. So get your raw organic juices as well and juice fast. Or just, everybody can't do that, or everybody chooses not to do that, because I'm sure a lot of our viewers, you got the money to eat organically if you cut back 2 of your vices or 2 of your addictions, especially if they're materialistic ones. You can cut that back quick and really take care of your health. But fasting is key. Fasting is important. Millions of people go without. We must build the discipline to be able to do this. It is insane to eat every day. That is insane. It is insane to eat till our stomach is totally full and we can barely get up. Insane. Work on not going to sleep on a full stomach. Work on starting a fast routine once a week and try to build up to multiple days a month. I usually do 3 days a month. I'm trying to build my way up to 4, 5, 7 days a month. Work on fasting. There are too many benefits to not do it, or at least try it. Get out of your head. Get out of your head. Telling yourself I can't. Telling yourself I'm starving myself. The doctor told me not to eat. That's going to make me gain weight. No, it's not. The doctors be lying. Get over yourself and what the European lied and told you and start to fast. Start to take care of your health. Start to see how your body feels. Start to see how you react. Okay? When you fast, stay hydrated. We need to be on a gallon a day. A gallon of water a day. Preferably alkaline water, spring water, chlorophyll water, coconut water. A gallon a day. We have to. The fasting also cleanses the system. The only way to cleanse your system is sweating and water. Sweating and urination. And when you urinate, you're getting out the toxins and chemicals, especially. And another good reason to fast is because it will help you to focus on hydration because you're not eating as much, so you should be drinking water more. You should start to focus on your hydration and understand 70% of your body is water. 65% of the energy is used towards digesting food. You don't need that food like you think you do. You don't need as much food as you think you do. You just don't. I promise you, you don't. You know, the first thing you should do when you wake up is hydrate. Especially if you eat the typical American diet, because your body has not digested all of the food that you ate the night before at 9:30 or 8:30. It didn't digest all that. So don't wake up and just eat as soon as you get up. When you wake up, the first thing you really should do is go to the bathroom, and then you should hydrate. Maybe eat light. No other animals eat super heavy in the morning but humans. Go get a long, drawn out breakfast. No, you don't need to do that. The best thing to do when you wake up is hydrate and work out to get that blood flowing. Okay? To wake the body up. Then you can eat midday. Midday should always be your heaviest meal. So when you eat in the afternoon, that's your light meal, because you never want to go to sleep on a heavy on a full stomach. Okay? So I know different people, we all got our schedules and we work and kids and so on and so forth. So it may be difficult. But everybody has the ability to do a liquid fast. Liquid juices, liquid raw juices, liquid water. Okay, you have that ability. Changing your eating patterns is going to take time, but being able to start that fast, you can do that anytime you're ready. Make yourself ready today. Make yourself ready tomorrow. Make yourself ready next week. Whenever you're ready, start it. Because fasting is a key to life. Fasting is a key to longevity. Fasting is a key to health. There are so many benefits: mind, spirit, and body. Okay, 3 essential needs for a balanced life. Homeostasis, balance. Ecology, balance. This is what we need in our life. Do not be manipulated to think all you need to do is eat every day. Take time away from the food. Make the transition to vegetarianism or veganism slowly as possible. Even if you eat meat, slow down on how much meat you eat. The meat should never be bigger than your fist. Eat the free-range organic grass-fed beef. Eat the free-range chicken. Stay away from the pork. It's terrible. Stay away from pork. It's terrible. Stay away from pork, bacon, ham sandwiches. They're terrible. It's not good for you in no way, shape, or form. A lot of the fish is bad too. So work your way up to getting ready to fast. Eat as many greens and vegetables and fruits as possible every day, family, even if you're not a vegetarian, because that's going to benefit you in the long run for your health. Peace and Black Power, family. Much love.